Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Phonte from Questlove Supreme. In part one of our Atlanta interview with Organized Noize, we discussed how the gods, Rico Wade, Sleepy Brown, and Ray Murray got down together. We also heard how they changed the game in terms of sampling and really gave Atlanta a musical identity in rap. Please make sure you check out the first half of that interview. And now that we're back with part two, this discussion is going to be just as rich and even better. I know y'all are going to enjoy this one. I enjoyed this one. These brothers are legends and gods to me. Only on QLS. Yes, sir. Peace.
While we're here, because we also did a Larry Blackman episode, I know that what's his name's playing bass on Miss Jackson.
Aaron Mills.
Aaron Mills. Yes. Famous
cameo. Yeah.
Boom. The remix for So Fresh, So Clean with Snoop.
Dre did that.
That shit by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens when suddenly the student wants to become the teacher? Like, what's the division of labor in terms of, I'm sure that you guys are a tight unit that handles the music.
Organized Noize versus Earthtone III. What was the?
Yeah,
we wanted them to learn.
We taught them.
If we wanted them not to learn, they wouldn't have been sitting there next to us while we're doing it.
Yeah.
So we wanted them to learn how to produce.
Yeah.
But how are you guys, as friends and as business partners? Okay, so I had this situation one with Tariq where it was like third record, he's like, I want to do my idea, and I felt like it's not quite up to the standards for what the Roots are used to, and I would have like secret meetings with my manager, like, this song ain't working, man. Like, what the fuck? And my manager just taught me, like, put every idea on the table, work on every idea, and then at the end of the day, if that idea holds up, we'll be honest about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
the dynamic.
How, for songs that didn't make the cut, who's the person that has to be like I know Jedi mind tricking has to be a process that you have to go through to let maybe it's a drum patch that they don't quite like, or a part that you might have added in or hook you at or whatever. When it's time for bad news in production, who's the person that has to, like, can you talk about a song that almost didn't make it? Like,
well, to be very honest, with our dynamic, because it was a parliament type of family. Mm-hmm. So it's like you had a George Clinton, then you got Boosie, you got all these different people who came from this that was great. Everybody legends, but they all rock with somebody because that person had the thought process that they all agreed upon. Mm-hmm. Ray and Sleepy's thought process musically. Hip-hop, drums, rawness, and music. Vocals, harmonies, being live, organic. That's who's not using that now?
Right.
It's like we got all not thinking about the breaks as much. All he thinking about is the breaks. Mm-hmm. Like, so you got a marriage of like something like a sound that becomes a sound. Mm-hmm. Me, the competitor, we gonna compete with whoever else doing it because we got it. I got so we gonna compete. Whatever I need to learn or to bring to it, as far as musicians, as far as the lane part. What key are we in? Who cares what key we in? I need to know what key we in so I can make sure everybody knows what key. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. But like they just doing it. So Big and Dre, CeeLo, Gip, anybody, PA, Reese, anybody who's around these two people when they were making music. Us. It was us, but just how hardcore they were about their things. Like, if he didn't care if none of his beats came out, we're gonna make them every day and just throw them to the side. You around people who's acting like that. You might think like, God, that's so dope. He just turned it off and went to something else. I want a chance to do it. You want to follow into it because you want to do it your way. Nobody ain't gonna do it the way these cats doing it, but you're gonna learn so much. Kanye West, any of these producers, like what Organized Noize did wasn't one person. You know what I'm saying? Right. And while they was working, I might have been at the store buying sounds. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like, whatever it took. Budget, like, someone who can be like, let's pay for it. Yes, we could pocket more money. Like, we learned a big lesson from parental advisory with Pebbles. We use a lot of samples, And she told us, she was like, well, you got like $90,000 left in your budget. And you guys get the remainder of the budget. But you got to give me all the samples first. Let me clear the samples first. Then we end up getting negative $3,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we, from that point, from that day, we started working on OutKast. Like, that's when we had found OutKast. So we knew it's going to be hip-hop, but we finna get better. So I had to start incorporating what Sleepy knew with live musicianship.
I want to ask y'all too, like some of y'all session musicians, like Chance Parkman and like some of the guys, like what's
Preston.
y'all's relationship? Yeah, Preston Crump.
Preston, Kenneth Wright. Kenneth Wright was one of the first ones when we did OutKast.
Okay.
But he ended up kind of drifting to the church a little more, but great.
Who was playing piano on probably one of my favorite productions y'all ever, Growing Old?
Nigga.
That's Chance. It is on them.
Yeah,
Dude,
Whenever you
there's
hear
an
piano, it's Chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's an ATLian sampler that came out, and it has a version of Growing Old on it. I think it's an early version. Ray, look at that.
Titties turn to tits drops, fat asses turn to flab.
Yeah, and it's a version. It's before I guess y'all played the version. I like the ATLi's version, the one that came out. That's
Right.
like that's the one. But was that the reason why y'all took the sample out?
What sample was it?
I don't know
Wasn't
the
a
sample.
Oh, yeah,
Well, it was just a different version.
I don't
It
remember.
was
Yeah,
a different
I'm trying to
version
think
of
what
the song.
sample was because I don't remember
There's
no
no
sample.
sample. It
I
was
know.
a different version.
It was a different version.
I'm baked. I'm baked.
Y'all
I
making
know.
Ray mad
I know. I
again.
dunked this one out. I know. I dunked.
Maybe this is a peace negotiation.
It is a piece of
Right.
negotiation. Who did it?
I don't know.
Who did it?
It was just a different version. It was a different
This
version.
song had no samples in it.
Okay.
This is why I said this. This is
Yeah, but no, that's like just a gorgeous fucking song.
Yoda
Like,
has spoken.
God, I love that song.
I was thinking it was about the fact that Marquez wrote that hook or whatever. Like,
Right.
and Marquez had just did Waterfalls. So like, we just wanted to sound. We felt like we owe OutKast a record that sounded more like something, even if it wasn't a third single or whatever. We felt like since we produced them, we got to present some of the kind of music that we've done on other artists. And that's something else I want to say too, quick. It's like why we never had that problem with Big and Dre because we was going. Like we had Waterfalls out before they second album. They thought we would have. These are the guys. Whoever they put out, they didn't know OutKast was going to end up being 20 million sellers, and you know what I'm saying it's like, but they had a like In Vogue, like even the fact that we did Cell Therapy was a rock New York, like this song and Watch for the Hook.
Really?
I have a watch for the hook.
When we did the tunnel in New York City,
I got-
is the night that I knew New York loved us.
Oh,
Yo,
watch
watch for the hook.
Night-
It was the hi-hat. It was
Philadelphia, every rapper in Philadelphia rap.
That's
that's
my
another Cosmic Kev favorite.
My theory
They
with
had-
Watch for the Hook, I thought that was like y'all's answer to Benjamin's. Like it's that, you know what I mean? Just
cool,
the 16th
cool
hats.
song.
The like it felt like that, like a y'all's answer to like what a East Coast club record was.
it's the foundation of hip hop. Yes. Break. Breakdown.
Ray's my favorite dude, yo.
I'm gonna do like that show.
I'm stuck with Ray, man.
I'm gonna do like that show in the office.
Ray's my
But you gotta understand
man.
the
He
science.
tipping us to the head now.
It's like
Tipping his hat. He tipping his hat on.
just
I
listen.
feel you,
We
Ray.
paying
I feel you,
attention, y'all.
brother.
We paying attention. Ray's
Right,
talking.
listen, I just want to say this. This is hip hop from the South, right? What song do we sample?
Yo, Southern Man, come on. Yes, sir. Come on.
I always thought she was saying brother man too. I was like,
know.
ah, Southern man, I
man.
get it
No,
now.
it said brother man
No,
to
it
you
didn't.
and everybody else.
Yeah.
But if you dug in the crates, you'd be like, man, this song called Southern Man.
And what
Right.
are we?
Come on, man. Oh yeah.
Killed that.
No, East Point's great. Listen, man, like that record.
Killed that.
I remember reading. I think it was, but just all the stuff that happened with Interscope and everything. Like y'all's production on that album, man. Like what Withdoctor and Cool Breeze, like man, y'all was in the fucking zone. Bro. Like that shit.
And really, we were just giving back. I'm talking about when we did Goodie Mob album. Every time we was in a position to do what you said, keep it rough and raw, even if we sacrifice having a commercial bigger success, we put a SWAT healing ritual.
SWAT, yeah.
A witch doctor, like you know
Butter,
what I'm saying?
I
You know what I'm saying?
ran
Like
the fuck out of
and
that.
Cool Breeze, and it was like it's like
We East
Cool
Point
Breeze is
already.
Dirty South for one. It was on the Goodie Mob album, but he the one who said what you really know about the Dirty
It's
South.
really a single.
It's his song.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's almost
really
like
his
it was his song. Get Up, Get Out. That's CeeLo. That
That's
was
his
his
single.
song.
Oh wow.
But it was on OutKast album, but it was his song. See, that's what they did as a family. Like being around, it was our it wasn't Wu-Tang, other people, they was setting their people up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not doing it too commercially like You know, like it's BBD, Boys and Men, and,
Right.
and ABC, like, but doing it like that because we come from R&B.
You know what? Me and Reek always talked about if that first OutKast album would have been called Dungeon Family,
People would get it more.
people would get it more, and we would be in the same thing as Wu-Tang.
Yeah, because y'all put everybody on it.
Everybody, that's what that album was. It wasn't just OutKast. It was everybody.
That was the setup.
No,
Hell yeah.
working on it. It was
Yeah,
OutKast
Goodie Mob,
songs,
that was
but
everybody.
everybody was around that every day, like literally, because these kids was kids. 15, 16, 17, doing it, and by the time we worked on that album, they was 17. You know what I mean, or whatever. So at that point, we put them first, but at the same time, we all knew it was all our opportunity.
Yeah,
so I need your best. I need your best. They gotta do their part.
Yeah.
They gotta do their part. But everywhere where there's a little spot, Sleepy, I'm gonna need you to do Funky Ride. I'm saying,
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, Big Rube, right on to the real, death to the fakers.
Death
You know
to
what
the
I'm saying?
fakers. Yeah, yeah.
Question. Free.
Wow.
To open the album with
That really could have been an anthem. At no point were you guys like, let's make this a song, like a full-fledged song, and
That
not even
and-
with the drums.
Yeah, Free and You May Die, which is like my favorite intro of any
All right,
album
I'm gonna say
ever.
this about Free first,
Like-
because this thing been happening all day.
Okay.
Philly and Atlanta got that soul. We got that soul. You know why? Because my when I was big brothers, McKinley Horton, he came down here, just jumped on to McKinley Horton from Philly. Yeah. Philadelphia, like Philly. Mick, Mafia Mick. He just jumped.
Mick.
He just jumps on the Wurlitzer or whatever.
Nah, that's
Cito,
Philly
Roads, yeah.
and Cito just started singing. It was church. I'm like, man, it was not like
Wow.
put together type of thing.
Yeah.
Like
It just happened.
Mick,
But for y'all, it was just like, interlude.
it was
album
like,
opener.
It was a flex.
Wow.
It was another tool. It was like CeeLo is raw, and you see where he is now. We was letting you know, we wasn't holding him back.
That's true.
We-
Yeah.
But we was making a street rap album. These cats, a lot of their peers had died, like from school. It was and we had the power to not make them the Goodie Mob, like a Goodie Mob fun group. We had, even though that was obviously what you're supposed to do after OutKast.
And that's the contrast
You got
to
this
the title.
Yes, you got this
So
Parliament
cool,
type of funky music. I know you fit to bring these guys out funkier and this and stuff, but we were like, nah, we wanted to dig deeper into hip hop and make them see that we respect it. We know we got the gloss on us or whatever, but we serious about this. That's why the next OutKast album we dumbed it down with singing hooks and tried to make it more rap hooks or whatever, ATLians or whatever.
That was dumbing it
I
down.
was about
Right,
to say,
that's
yeah, that word.
No, for me, like the genius of Elevators was the whole Greek chorus
Yeah, that was
of
Very Parliament.
George
yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
That's what we
that
made
hook.
sure.
Yeah.
We wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
It was
I
their
made
hook.
sure to sing that
That
deep
they could sing the hooks.
to make it
That's
sound like an old Parliament record.
where they're on stage. I
Yeah,
get
man.
it.
we want them to be able to perform the hooks.
So Reed reveals to us the process of Speakerboxxx and Love Below, and the fact that Speakerboxxx was just his solo record, and then he says Dre called. It was like, when is this shit coming out? And Reed was like, in
2 weeks.
5 weeks.
Right.
He's like, if I finish my thing, like, when do I have to turn it in? He said, what, 3
Like
weeks?
3 weeks. Yeah, that's what he said.
So for 21 days, he rushes this. Are you guys even aware that Dre now creates that, or has been creating that record and has a 21-day deadline to finish everything?
I didn't know.
So
about-
in your mind, you were working on the Big Boi solo Speakerboxxx album?
Big Boi and Dre were going back and forth with that for almost a year before. It's like they had said they weren't gonna work again. This is when they told us that this is their last album and we might not. And they want to do it.
After the high of Aquemini?
Nah, this
it was a big gap between that. At that point, and I mean, I know Antonio probably said it, but the guys, and that's where he does get credit. He gets a lot of credit because he saved OutKast, the brand, and that's something that he was invested into from day one. Like he knew that this is big in this Arista world. This is this was huge. Like this is a Whitney Houston. This is a Tony Braxton. This is a big group. Like that's right. Like that's when he used his business skills and didn't let them sabotage their own selves. You know what I'm saying? By like looking like
Doing the soul, just going both of y'all doing.
so he was like, man, put them out together. But the fact of whatever deadline you're talking about, I know that I'm lucky. I'm happy that Big Boi had the way you move because I think they doubted Andre's album.
Oh, hell yeah,
They thought he didn't want to put Andre album out because he didn't think that shit was right.
wow.
Well, I'm gonna say
That's
this,
what I'm
I
gonna
wanted to make sure that big, because like we knew with Dre it was going to be different, but it was going to be fly. And thank God that we came up with The Way You Move because I ain't gonna lie, man, I was nervous for Big. You know what I mean? Just because, not saying that the popularity was with Dre more, but people were actually waiting to hear what he
Whatever
had.
Dre did. Yeah. Whatever Dre did, they was waiting on it.
It's funny how, like, I'm sitting over at the house at a cookout, and Big has his CD player that has 200 CD changers. And I'm sitting in the boom boom room, and all of a sudden this beat comes on that he had this song for like 3 years.
Wow.
And it was The Way You Move, but it was broken all the way down. It didn't have the horns. It just had a little the little keyboard because our little buddy Carl Mo did the beat.
Carl Mo, yeah.
So when I heard that beat, I started. It reminded me of Marvin. So I started humming too. I was like, oh shit. So I ran out of the beat. I said, Big, we gotta go to the studio tonight. I got a crazy hook for this one. And The Way You Move was actually going to be my record. And we were going to do a whole new record for Big. And Big was like, yeah, we could do that. But when L.A. Reid heard it, he was like, fuck no. That's your record.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that it did because I didn't hear Hey Y'all, bro. I did not hear Hey Y'all until I saw the video.
But how perfect was it that y'all had, like, Big Boi? It was great because he had the fucking radio hit, right? Because
that's what I'm
the
saying.
black radio hit, whereas Dre had the...
Yes,
Those
time out.
records
They was number one at the same time.
As a
I have
fan,
a
we was
question.
happy. We was like, yeah.
So, all right. So for me, probably, I'll say the end of, no rap work day, whatever. Where every major cosmopolitan city with a black radio station still had their, like, more music, less rap, whatever. That kind of died down in maybe 2005, 2006. But for me, all right, so WDAS, which is the, not the conservative, but the older, it's not the Hot
Urban
97.
AC. It's called the urban.
Yeah, the urban
adult
AC
contemporary.
station.
Right.
Dude, do you realize that for at least half of the radio stations playing The Way You Move, we're playing a Big Boi-less version of that song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally
Absolutely.
waiting, like, where's the verse?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, they actually made a whole ass song
With
of
just the
they
hook.
would play your bridge twice
Yep.
as the verse.
Yep.
And
I heard that when I was in LA after it came out and I was playing pool somewhere.
so did the label do that, or did you
Yeah,
guys do that? Like,
no, the label did that.
What happens is that in order to get your spins up, you can't turn down. Like, they play Waterfalls without Left Eye on those same stations.
Absolutely.
They took a verse out.
Yeah, I'm saying so.
this is a verse
But
out.
it was those stations that we don't listen to.
right.
We don't listen to them, but those stations generate so much.
But you still need the BDSs.
You need the spins.
Right.
You need the spins.
So it's like, if that's what y'all need, then fuck it. Go
You
ahead.
need the spins.
I mean, I
So
didn't
I'm
know
like,
until I heard
it's
it. I was
disrespectful.
like,
So
oh.
they don't even tell the artist because it's rude.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. You kind of fly though. You know what I'm saying? You had your boy on that. That Sleepy Brown version. No hating on my brother Big. I love him, but you know what I'm saying? It felt kind of good.
It worked. It worked. It did what it's supposed to do.
It did.
It did what it's supposed to do.
So
It freaked you out a little bit, but it did what it's supposed to do.
You get a little mad,
So
then you
at
be like, I
any-
get it. Yeah, I get it.
So any point between like the first momentum of Organized Noize, let's say, when did Socks and Draws come out? 92?
Socks and draws.
Yeah,
The original player ball.
yeah.
Christmas.
That was
92, right? Yeah. So between
93.
between 92 and let's just say the end of World Party was 99. All right, so Speakerboxxx is 2003. So that 10-year period. At no point were you guys just like, hey, let's really be a group now, or were you just like, no, we'll be the pilots of the ship and just produce all their stuff? But at no point
Oh, did we want to be a group?
was there no like, let's be an organized.
Man, I used to beg these fools to be a group, man. They would
Really?
never want to do it.
Yeah.
So
this
was
one.
the closest. Well, I'm ready to be back. Was that the closest y'all came with like Society Soul and Sleepy's
That
thing?
was the closest. Well, not Sleepy thing, because they ain't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, with society.
Okay.
Society Soul, they was a part.
Yeah,
of
but,
Okay, so
but
what
we,
was the
but they didn't
resistance?
really want to do it.
we didn't want to be a part of
They
society.
didn't wanna be a
Soul
part of
either.
it.
But L.A. Reid said he wasn't going to do the group unless all that was in it. So it was like, it would literally be like they would go on the road, Big Rube and Esperanza, me and Ray would pop up whenever. Whatever. We just looked at like we were Jim Jam, Terry Lewis. We just gonna be the
Yeah,
producer.
they never. As bad as I wanted to, wanted to be a group with them,
You got to realize, like we had took on something very. Like, it's like what we were doing for our own little family, as far as but what we did for the South, how we had inspired. Like we really, we were like, in way I was battling Puff with these weekends and shit. Like we was important.
That was the problem.
We was
Oh,
important.
really?
Can you
Talk
explain
about
that,
it. Talk about it.
please?
That was the
With the
problem.
weekends?
Talk about
Wait,
it.
No, I'm
what's-
saying, no.
Okay.
Now talk about sleep.
Okay.
No, I was just saying that like Puffy is the king of marketing and promotion.
Right.
Okay.
And he was a part of you don't
They
want
were
this,
brothers,
you don't
man.
want this,
They were
you don't
like
want
brothers.
This, you don't want this bad boy shit coming in your city just taking over, but it was coming.
And they postering
Oh,
up.
he
They
used to
postering
kill it.
up. They
It was
just-
coming.
kill it.
It was
Yeah.
coming. So it was more like everybody just wanted me to kind of like be against it, but I'm like, this nigga's coming. Like, right.
This man got a
so
circus
we-
outside the club.
Yeah, so
Get
we
in,
we gonna play tough, but at the end of the day, we gonna work together. We gonna work together because it's respect,
Yeah.
and that's the way that God bless Kim Porter. You know what I'm saying? She's passed away.
Yeah, man.
Kim would call me and be
Oh, cause
like,
she Atlanta, yeah.
yeah, Kim would call me and be like, he want to show respect. He don't want to do that with Jermaine and that, you know what I'm saying, and not show no respect to Dungeon
Right,
family. So it was
right.
more of a Puff knew how to talk to people. He knew how to trick you to get you to do what he wants to do. But doing that was important, but it was also like a hassle a little bit. Even though you forget how important marketing is or whatever, you forget how important the promotion is. But really, we really just wanted to make music and really figure out other ways of getting more like different stuff out, because Atlanta was with India Raury with these. It's such a wide. It's like we done set this hip hop off, but we know R&B and soul music is here. So we're thinking about how to make hip hop, how to make soul and R&B cooler, and it's gotten that way now. So we did Society of Soul. It was us trying to find. We was pushing the edge on what. It opened up the door for the neo soul.
Yeah.
Like
no, man. Embrace. Like I ran the fuck out of that record.
yeah,
Embrace,
like-
Black Mermaid.
to me,
Changes.
Peaches,
You know what, though?
Peaches and Earth was
Peaches
it.
and Earth, yeah.
Let me say this: like
Wanna be
Society
the
Soul
star.
album was actually some OutKast shit,
Okay.
but Ray was like, they can't go back and do that style. They got to come a little more harder and different. So me and Rue was like, well, shit, let's do a group, because the first record was Peaches and Earth. That was the first record that we did at Earthtone.
That's the one.
That's the one.
we shoulda
you know
put
what I'm
that-
saying?
that
And
shoulda
then
been
when
the
I found
single.
out that they didn't really want to do it like that, I'm like, well, we might as well do a group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how the whole Society Soul came up.
I
Now,
love
See
that
the
album,
Thing,
man.
See the Thing came up when we was with Interscope and we had Doppler Studios.
Okay.
We had all 3 rooms, right?
And it was also because Sleepy from day one. Remember, you hear the story. He this was his mission. We kept putting it on the back burner because of our success as producers.
Yeah.
Even in Players Ball video, Sleepy killed that hook, but because of LaFace Records marketing, he barely was in the video.
Yeah.
They get up,
Oh,
get
that
out,
was
man.
a hurtful day.
But get up, get out, get up, get out. When they first put out the first version of Get Up, Get Out, it didn't even have CeeLo rapping at the beginning.
Right.
Came right out with Big and Dre.
Yep.
I was like, this music industry bullshit can destroy an artist. Like, I got to go back and face these people and say like, but I'm telling him like, this shit is stupid.
So-
But we gotta put Big and Dre. That's why I said going now to the story.
Okay.
Speakerboxxx Love Below. This is his brand. Big and Dre. And that's one thing I could appreciate about him. Even though it should have been Dungeon Family album. But he was like, we got Big and Dre signed.
So when y'all did the Dungeon Family album, the Even in Darkness, how were y'all as a crew at that time? Because my record off that album was Follow the Light. Like that was the one.
And that came
Man.
together. That came together naturally. Like everybody in the studio just singing, and it was some real Dungeon Family type of thing.
You can feel it. I love
But that
record,
music
man.
industry bullshit that L.A. Reid was doing then, I swear to forth. He put Dungeon Family
Oh,
on. When y'all bring it up, those memories come up.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
He put out OutKast Greatest Hits album that we never knew about 2 weeks after he put out Dungeon Family album. He literally gave
Just
us,
to slow the momentum down?
No, he gave us $1 million just so OutKast would be cool with putting out, because they knew that putting out that Greatest Hits thing was, what we doing that for? He knew he was trying to work the OutKast thing. I keep selling, I can put out 4 OutKast records right now. And with them on one song, I can just keep it going. I need to meet a certain quota.
The whole world should have been to sing on Dungeon Family.
Yeah. So
Cause
it's like
Straight up.
the fact that he was playing, but that's not an OutKast thing. That's not an Organized Noize thing. That was an L.A. Reid thing.
Totally.
Playing the game as far as like thinking he knew more now. And
They
he
made
saw
a poster.
Master P and everybody was
They
doing
made
it.
a
all they
poster with Dungeon Family on one side, OutKast on the other. Now, if you a fan, which side you gonna hang up?
Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's on the back, you
I
know.
was pissed when I
Dungeon
saw that.
Family.
No,
I was lit when I saw that, man. I was
man,
like,
we would show
come on,
we
bro.
would show up we would show up at certain places, And this was like I didn't have any more control of the business part because we had the Interscope deal. So now we still a crew. How you talking about how did things go between us and them? We all stayed a family. The problem was when we wasn't in control of the business, things broke up.
Yeah.
Everybody broke up. I mean, everybody, because we wasn't in control of what's the word? Translating some of those conversations. Like when somebody say, "Oh, Big and Dre, they not stars." I didn't go back and tell them that. I knew you know what you
That
talking
would fuck
about.
up their
Yeah, you know what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? You telling me I'm the star. I should be in the group. And I'm like an R&B, I'm like Big Daddy Kane. Right. Like, the fuck? You finna fuck up the whole vibe.
Right.
I'm like riding this bitch like, you want to put Big Daddy Kane in the OutKast. I'm gonna work. I'm MC having this bitch. You try to get, that ain't gonna work.
Nah, by record on that one, it was six, of course it's the single 6 minutes, and White Guts.
White Guts was crazy.
Bubba Sparks came
Bubba
off on
Sparks.
Let me give it up though, Big Boi, General Pat, man. On God, y'all, every world hear this. This man hold us down better than anybody. Better than anybody. He is a true leader. He's a true leader. I wanted Dre to be the leader, and Dre told me, "You're the leader." Like I'm the leader, and that's right. But he's right.
Yeah.
but Big Boi is the General Patton, man. I love him to death. That man, like the elevators that me and you ain't no. It's like Big Boi. That is what OutKast is. Andre is what OutKast became, as far as like the fact that his creativity it's Prince. Then he the fact that he learned guitar. He showed you start off as a rapper, just rapping and not making beats, and become a person that's writing your own songs and records. Like you play instruments, you play whatever you want to do if you love it, and that's all. Music ass. You got to put back into it.
He on the flute now, right?
Man,
he on the flute.
Man, he on the flute. He popping up. He popping up in people. Man, he just.
Yes.
I want to see him and Lizzo battle.
He's
that
always
shit.
in Philly.
Yes, man. He just walking around playing flute and
In
shit.
Philadelphia, of all places.
He hard.
I had a
film
you
in
know
a
what
movie.
Dre playing is more like a kung fu movie.
Yes.
Lizzo twerking. She
Yeah,
twerking.
Yo, I had a
Still
question.
sound good, Sleepy.
I had a question about that.
She twerking with it.
I had a question about so Curtis Mayfield, the New World Order album.
Oh man.
Was it true that y'all recorded his vocals on his back?
Yes, we did.
Talk about those sessions.
The first, the song
the
that
Miss
we
Martha
did
joint.
was Miss Martha.
Yeah.
And we was sitting there, and they brought him in, and he had to sing the whole thing on his back. So when he would sing, sometimes it would spaz and his note would go up or whatever. But basically, he really sung the song in like maybe 2 takes, bro. Like,
wow,
he really killed it. It was really amazing to actually work with him before he passed. And because I'm sitting there, Players Ball is out, and I don't know how you feel about it. So I'm nervous as hell because I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to do Curtis Mayfield vocals? Damn. So he's in there, and the first thing he said to me was, "Sleepy, I really like what you did on that OutKast Players Ball. Keep it up." I was like,
What?
holy shit.
Because at that time, everybody was comparing his vocal to Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah,
he got this
right.
Curtis Mayfield vocal on the. That's what the writers were saying.
Right.
And at that point, I was cool with it because we kind of had a relationship with Curtis Mayfield's son.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a family thing or whatever, to where we knew them.
We
and
were
we
gonna buy
actually,
Kurt time.
and we actually,
wow.
we was gonna buy his father's studio, but we didn't want to take it from
Is
him.
it still
so we
in
ended up-
existence?
No. They made it to a
Museum?
He just made it to a regular home now.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Wait, so can I ask you, Sleepy, how do you feel? Do you feel you got your just at this point as a solo artist with all these stories?
Hell no,
what?
man.
I can say this. I've been very fortunate to meet all my heroes. I'm talking about everybody I used to sit down and look at their album for hours and just Earth, Wind, and Fire. I had a chance to walk in there.
worked
Big
with
Boi
Earth,
did
Wind, and
not
Fire.
tell me that Earth, Wind, and Fire, because I had met George, and George became like a father to me. So, but I met all the original members of Earth, Wind, and Fire. We walk in for the Grammy rehearsal. And I'm like,
That's right.
I said, bro, they go, Maurice, hold on.
Wow.
They go, he was like, yeah, they performed, but I was like, man, what?
You didn't find out you were performing them
Then
until
check this
that.
out. As soon as I said, what? They was in a circle. They said, Stevie, come in and sing the verse.
Oh.
Wow.
So Earth, Wind, and Fire is doing the singing. Man, come on, bro.
Yo,
Okay.
I
So
was
I see
there
what
that
you're
night,
saying.
man.
You went out, man, that-
I was there in the artist that
man,
night,
my
man.
heart was, I could
That was
not
a great night.
believe it.
Yeah.
So I've had a chance to meet all my heroes, man. Everybody in the music business that I always looked up to, and they all adopted me, and I'm more happy about that than my career, to tell you the truth. Because as a solo artist, it's been all right. You know what I mean? The Way You Move still does great for me. I love it. We can perform that anytime. My dad always told me, he said, Patrick, you're going to have one song that you can perform till you die. And Dance is for him. He said, The Way You Move is for you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good song to be trapped in.
Yeah, listen, you know, my career has been great. I love it. It's some stuff that I wish could have happened better, but that's only
Margarita should definitely happen.
Margarita.
Margarita.
But you know what? My thing on that album, my record was, I like Margarita. One of Them Nights was the one for me.
One of Them Nights.
That was the one. I was like, I'm like, nigga,
I did that with
That's
Black
Lizzo
Eyed
now.
Peas.
That
With Black
Lizzo.
Eyed Peas. Black Eyed Peas.
Oh.
I did that with them.
You did that with
Black Eyed Peas, man.
Oh, with Will?
Yeah.
Prince and
wow.
Yeah.
Prince and those
All
guys.
them.
Yeah,
we did that in Cali. Yep.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
can I ask? Is there a client? Give me a close call story. Who did you guys almost work on and didn't work on? You talked about producing their record and it didn't come through yet. Or,
Kendrick.
Huh?
Kendrick, right?
Well, Kendrick, it was because you just didn't pick the right. It was just timing. They was at the time they was moving. But he just came to us with like, well, OutKast. He's like, what you
wait,
guys?
or new Kendrick?
Oh well.
Or he wanted the classic Organized Noize or
Yes, right before he put out all this that stuff that he
okay.
that sound like
Right.
But
Okay.
Oh, so
but
this
let
is
me
for
think.
good kids.
Let me think.
So this maybe around like 2013, 14, something like that?
I know one story, which is I mean, I'm trying to think of another one, but Jagged Edge. Like Jagged Edge was supposed to be signed to us. I kind of like during that time because I love them twins. Them twins could really sing. They was coming around. And they was playing the song, but I just felt like it was the Interscope deal. We had just kind of messed up. So instead of like looking at God, looking at the gift, and you know what I'm saying like, okay, this is another group. It was more like we just want that thing kind of build up in house or whatever. And they stuff was kind of already done. They had everything written. It was just like one of those. You just need to go in and touch it. Or whatever, like putting or whatever, get it right, and I remember saying, I'm gonna let Jermaine have that one. I should have did that.
It's
all good, bro.
I know there's no way to ask this question and not be whatever, but like as far as the different family members, because we just got done talking to Keisha Jackson, and she's speaking of like, there's the Social Def crew. And there's the Organized Noize crew, and there's like so many crews around. And she was speaking of basically like being a freelance background singer, and she in the beginning didn't know if motherfuckers would feel a certain way of like she's singing with y'all one moment, and then over here singing with them another, like kind of like an Apollonia Prince Mars thing.
Right.
But is there friendly rivalry at least between?
Hey, let me tell you something off the rip. Atlanta, Jermaine Dupri, Dallas Austin, Organized Noize. All right. So because they was already kind of getting it. Dallas is the king. You know what I'm saying? Dallas was the king. Dallas had, you know what I'm saying? Not only did he have ABC, he was produced Boys to Men. Yeah. Right. He produced Boys to Men first album. Or whatever. Like he did Madonna. He was
Fishbone.
So he was somebody that we was just like
we gotta remember
he
all
did
this.
Fishbone. I forgot.
Dallas that guy. Like Dallas the guy. So
he on the show.
So Jermaine was that guy independently.
Okay.
Closer to what we can touch. Like he was working with Itchy Bun. He had a couple Javier and the Straight Jackers. He had Silk Time Leather.
Yeah, the
like,
Woman and Me.
Yeah, his version of LL Cool J. His version of Salt and Pepper. His version of that's what he was doing.
Wow.
Nah. Brat. That was
even hit me.
Yeah, Brat.
Much love to Jermaine, but
I'm just telling you how I saw it. But I still admired him because his father and what he did. That was our close to connect. Jermaine was he was tangible. Jermaine was friends with KP them. Like we could. So it was more about when Criss Cross came, he figured it out. Yeah. He did his version of a kid group.
And actually, me and Jermaine kind of grew up backstage together because his dad was the road manager for Brick.
Of course.
Okay. So with that being said, when we in the studio, I remember the first time we was like working on OutKast, working on some. I heard him starting to do like whoever he started trying to use that person on Brett.
Oh, you talking about Mark?
Marcus Jefferson.
Marcus Jefferson. Oh.
We ain't worked with Mark for about 10 years after that.
Oh,
I won't be like that.
No. Mark know. I mean, I love him to death, but he know I got mad about that. I got mad, even though.
But did he step away from what he was doing for y'all to do that?
No, he didn't step away. It was just me being like that nigga biting us.
Territorial.
Being territorial because Mark was fresh. Yeah. Mark had a new sound. He had the big bass line, but he had put the wetness on it. And we had Waterfalls with him. and we did
something this way. Come the last
Something Wicked This Way.
So it was like
on
that
the
sound
TLC.
was gonna be big. So it was like, man, he's just trying to like rip that sound, but we was wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like we was right about what he did or whatever, but it wasn't about shunning him as it was just more like it's other bass players. We can use other people. You won't be in our sessions or whatever. Like, yeah,
Damn.
That's how Rico felt.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how
he got dealt with.
That's how Rico handled it.
That's how
But you know what? I didn't really know. I didn't
we
really
love-
know Rick
but
felt
we love-
like that.
yeah.
No,
Till
right.
right now. I didn't really know
This is
that.
what we're saying.
Yeah.
This is what we
I
say.
didn't really know
Because he
that.
keep it cool, but he take care of
Marcus
that
know
shit.
what I'm talking about because he was he would have been he was somebody that we would have covered it even more.
Right.
But guess what though?
But we had Preston.
Guess what? No, that ain't just we had Preston. Preston went and got that little effect and put it on his bass. Preston would have got that effect and put it on Preston, but go Preston. Ray is not his co-sign. This is all Rico Wade.
Wait.
That's
I
right.
just wanna say that sound is our sound.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So this is why Preston incorporated that thing into his thing because we still do that. That's why when you hear that,
That water bass, any kind of
That's
it's
an
funk. Like
organized
Sleepy just
noise
said,
vibe.
funk.
Yeah,
Funk
funk
or
or not,
When you
man.
talk about OutKast
Funk or
sound, when
not.
you hear certain stuff that you said, that's OutKast.
and it's no
that's
disrespect to the homie.
to
that
nobody.
played.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
disrespect, man. We love Mark. It's all good.
Can you tell the story behind Liberation?
Man, come on.
Please.
That's Big and Dre again, but
Kung Fu is strong.
but once again, I can give you this part of it. How
Okay.
how I felt about it.
The session too.
No. Go ahead.
And then I got a sequel.
I got one.
and how I felt about it.
Okay.
At that time, the musicianship, the fact that we, you know what I'm saying, you work.
We did all of them at Doppler.
Okay,
At
so
the
they
same
together making
time
the song together.
that
Okay.
we were doing all of this was at the same time, right? Yeah. It's all the same. It's like the musicians going room to room.
Okay.
You know,
but
same energy.
At that point, I felt like because
Right?
Big and Dre, like, so that album,
And the hook. I need-
Liberation was on Stankonia.
right?
Nah,
No,
Liberation is
Aquemini.
Aquemini.
Okay. That album is Big and Dre's complete coming out party. Like I almost could have been their last album. Everything else was forced. I mean, not forced,
That's
but like
for the record. That's
And
my favorite
Spodioli,
OutKast
Double
album.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
this is
them.
their coming out.
But
This-
y'all
this is-
did.
They named the album.
Y'all
like,
did Skewed on the Barbie, though, right? That was
Yes,
y'all, right?
yes,
Skew
yes.
It and Return of the G. Return
Yeah,
of the Gangsta.
yes.
That was y'all.
Okay.
Them-
But back to Liberation. So,
Okay, so no, I was just saying. So like, by that time, parties were free. I think he did Gasoline Dreams on that album. So like, they was as far as once you work with musicians a lot on the album, you figured out that the sonics of being able to have these sounds with these sounds and that sound. So by the time they got to Liberation, I feel like that's where the poetry. That's when he was talking about and Spodioli Dope Editions. That's why those songs are so special. It's because they produced the hell out the songs. Then they didn't have to perform as rappers. They went and did like they
Yeah,
produced.
Spodio was actually played
a
by
poetry.
my band, Sleepy
Right.
Steve Band.
Wow.
And then the horn section, those brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
So who's the hook? Who came up with the lyrics for "It's a Fine Line Between"?
That-
Love
that's
and Hate"?
Andre.
That's
Okay.
Andre.
Like this is Andre. This
Yo,
Say
man,
it.
we were so
When she did that shit on Deaf Poetry, I
when
was
we
like,
when we flew to Dallas to record her vocals for "You Got Me." She was just listening to a rough. So I guess Dre had left a rough of like 5 songs there, and Ross was with us, Common, and Liberation came on, and I literally I could say now probably no group or collective of producers has ever made us like, you know, that Kill Bill Ironside. When that shit came on, I remember Rosh came on. He's like, "Yo, man, how'd you feel about that last song?" And I said, "Yo, man, we gotta come with some shit, man, like, cause." And I remember
Moment
to
of
that
life.
day
That's crazy.
when the idea of Heaven Somewhere that closes.
that's what Heaven's
Oh, that's Captain Obvious. Hey guys, breaking news! Breaking news! I don't know if you know this.
Right. Yo, so Goodie Mob Soul Food album. Mixzo.
Mixzo.
What's
Mixzo.
happened with him? Like
You know,
fighting
man,
was my joint, but
Mixzo, man. Mixzo really was a bomb producer that he did 2
Bomb producer.
Like, he was really
Not bum.
bomb.
Okay,
Yeah,
bomb.
no,
Okay.
He was dope. He was dope. No, he was super dope.
Just making sure.
And at that point, we weren't really giving those sides up. So it was like when he did the original, we flipped it. Like so he got like we might have flipped like whatever he did.
But how did they know Mixzo? How is Mixzo involved?
Mixzo had did Lumberjacks.
Right.
Cujo and
Timo. He was
Yeah,
produced. Yeah, he had did that. This is how I act. This is how I act.
Before
this is
they
how
were the
I
Goodie
act.
Mob.
But these songs had come out. But Cujo and Timo, the Lumberjacks, was on OutKast's heels. As far as the next up and coming 2-man group in Atlanta rapping, so it was like, fuck, we gotta let's make them a group.
So they were a group first.
They
and
were a
then y'all
2-man
put
group. No,
their 2-man.
Big and Dre were a
They were.
group, but instead of having another 2-man group coming after our
Cass.
2-man group, it was better to be like, instead of having Gibbs solo and CeeLo solo, why don't we do a 4-man group or whatever? Like, because these guys were the nucleus. That's where the Goodie Mob came from, was Cujo and Timo.
Man,
So-
Goodie Bag was my
Goodie
joint
Bag.
on that album too. Goodie Bag was like,
Absolutely.
man, listen.
So since you kind of brought it up, and we got to wrap up soon, but since you kind of brought it up, or at least pointed the door to the white elf in the room,
What you call me?
I know, right?
here you go.
I say just walk back in.
I have a question. No. And I'm trying to phrase it in a way where it's just not. I'm asking a dumb question, but obviously, you guys are now legacy producers because you've been doing this for like 3 decades. And there's always been talk on the internet. It's been happening for the last 2 or 3 years, where there's obviously Earthgang is heavily influenced, and it's hard not to be. Not spoke to them. They were like, "Yo, we were like 9, 10, 11 years old when this shit's coming out," and now, so obviously, you're now seeing the results and whatnot.
Right.
Has there ever been a conversation about like you guys working with them, like just from the current crop of today's producers, like who?
Gang?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a great story. Orlando McGee, that was our intern. He that was his group. He was somebody that he wanted to work with, but he wanted them to be around us so we can tell them how not to act like us so much, so we can push them into being a little more real. I love them guys.
Yeah,
But I also think that it takes you 3 albums to
get you together.
to take that off.
Yeah, see what happened to Raury. My cousin DJ working with Raury right now. And
Right.
Raury was he was a part of the 20-year anniversary. But when they put that stick, that challenge on you the next OutKast. It's just like people,
It's a burden.
People
Yeah.
expect a 10-year line of work. OutKast started with Southern Playlist to Cadillac music, where they were just proving to New York that they could rhyme. And then they had to double down on that with ATLians. Aquemini, they went crazy creatively because the balls were hanging. Yeah. I'm saying we had plaques on the wall. It was like it was work. It was right. We was dropping when Tupac was dropping. We was dropping when whoever the Wu-Tang, whoever was. Oh, it's gonna be big numbers this week. Fuck, OutKast just dropped. Yeah. It didn't happen like you wanted it.
Remember that
Words
meme?
I always say.
was about to say.
Words I always say.
Yo, OutKast. I don't know if y'all did Roaches and Rats. Was that y'all?
Oh man, that was a banger. And that was us.
Bro,
That was a
why
banger.
didn't it make the why?
Oh God!
Wait, how did I miss that? What's
Roaches and
That
Rats?
was a jewel. That's a good one.
It's
That's a good
it's
one.
only on like YouTube.
That's a
and shit.
good
But
one.
I had
First
it.
of all,
I
it's
had
probably
it.
10 years old when it came out.
Whenever it dropped, but that was one of those good, like Benza Beamer.
Yeah,
Benza Beamer that we ended up using on the
New Jersey Drive. Come on.
Jersey, yeah.
But that wasn't the original version of it. I'm
What?
telling you, that wasn't even the original version. That was like
Yeah, it was
the
a
original.
main- it was a
that was the
vocal
original
version.
vibe, but it was
Part of it.
but it was a Parliament sample. We just learned more about sampling and like fuck, we can't.
Now
can't use
y'all
'em.
OutKast, the OutKast soundtrack game, cause like the higher learning joint.
Phobia.
Phobia.
And that's how we learned, because like we went in on a that's SB12, but it was stiff though, and it was gritty, and we was like fuck man, we didn't take advantage of that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like even though we put out something with Big Rube on it, but it was like, and we got paid good. John Singleton loved us from that day forth.
Wow. Yeah, he showed
Every
me.
movie he had, he called us to be like, yo, he wanted Sleepy to be the whole soundtrack for Shaft.
Yeah.
What?
Because he loved the Sleepy Theme album so much, he flew me to New York to talk about it.
Okay.
Met
So
Isaac
I was
Hayes and
supposed to-
everything.
Yeah, I had a meeting with Isaac Hayes. We're gonna do the whole thing, like Shaft soundtrack, gonna be Sleepy Brown doing the whole Shaft thing. Just straight score, like the whole.
Damn.
You know, and I had crazy ideas, but
Yep, I'm gonna say it. L.A. Reid. I'm gonna say it. Don't worry. I'm gonna say it.
hold on.
When LaFace got the soundtrack.
All right, here we go.
Wait, go ahead, sleep.
When LaFace got the soundtrack, I swear to God, when John Sick, we got the director of the movie. We got Isaac Hayes' blessing.
Yes.
But I do understand the politics of.
I get it.
Sleepy is not. This is before I Can't Wait, I believe.
What did the
This is before I
problem
Can't
was-
Wait, so they was like concerned with Sleepy big enough to carry.
Was he big
Yeah,
enough to carry?
big.
But
Was I big enough to
we
carry?
knew 70s movies, and back then
That was my shit.
Yeah,
That was
yeah, like,
I
it
was
was like-
so excited to do it. Like I wish I could play you some of the songs that
we worked on.
we were
for it.
working. It was
Damn.
insane.
You got the shaft.
You know what? That ain't funny. I got a problem with
But
you.
that was clever.
But that was good.
It was good. That's what it was. It was
Got
clever.
shaft.
Yeah, shaft.
Put that camera in.
Shaft, dude.
So, all right, we got to close, but I do want to know in closing, and I guess you three individually can answer. Like, creatively, is there truth to the rumor? My manager told me the story, and I didn't believe it, that the way that you guys handled the 20th anniversary concert, because I know the white elephant in the air was whether or not Dre would join you. Right. And the whole thing was like, give him 100% FOMO, and then he'll show up. So the whole plan was like, don't say nothing to him. And then 3 hours before, he's like on the plane, I'm coming. Is it truth to the rumor? That's how y'all handle it? Like, basically.
To be real simple with it, we told the promoters, we was like, if Andre has to be here, we don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
Like
up.
we want y'all to want us as the Dungeon family without him first. Because it was just the fact that we was respecting his wishes. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Huh? It's about the show for One MusicFest.
Oh,
when we
okay,
did it.
yeah.
Yeah, my manager told me that. I was like, how they do that?
No, it's because and those guys they was like, man, we got Big Boi, we got CeeLo. All right. And then we started rehearsing. We took it serious or whatever. Then we got a phone call. Was like, y'all trying to do this shit without me?
The
Yeah.
day before. The day before.
No, here you go, right here. Y'all could have asked. Hold on.
Plan worked.
No.
No.
In
If we
the
would have
sense
asked. Said
It was,
no.
He
no,
would've
no,
said no.
but the
Yeah,
plan
right.
worked in the sense of just get it all in place. Like make sure that we can do this. Because Big Boi and CeeLo was killing it already with touring. Like with the way they worked,
Right.
it was working. So it was like really trying to get Cool Breeze a shot, Withdoctor a shot. So it was like the best part was that
Backbone.
those
Oh, man, I
cats
love
took, you know what I'm saying? Those cats was getting more money to perform by themselves than to take what they took to perform with us. Then Andre said, man, you know, I was like, can y'all get some more money? And like I said, he'll do it. So it's like it worked out for him. It's like we had already got what they said they had, but when we said,
get a
but,
little more.
He didn't have to do 2 minute songs.
yeah,
And he could be cool. He was good.
man, he killed it, man. He came in and like, and honestly, that brought us a sense of family in the sense of like we were seriously like, we got to do it without him. I hate it, but a lot of this shit is jamming without him. But some of this shit is jamming harder with
The
it.
tour work that we did.
We actually did a tour without him, and it actually did great.
It did
But
wonderful.
that show, that One MusicFest show, wow, that's something more than that's memorable. That's something right now. I think we still holding the video. I think we still got the video footage of that. I think we got to put we working with. I think we about to try to put that out.
So is there a scratch that you have not itched yet? Or are you satisfied?
I itch that we haven't scratched yet.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm bad at
I
it.
don't know.
I get
It's
it,
your
I
job
get
to correct
Well,
me.
you did it twice.
As far as me, I don't know. I'm struggling right now because the guys want me to do a new album,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
but at the same time,
Yeah.
Nah, man.
I'm with that. But at the same time, I've been through so much with labels. Even though this time it's us, and that's great. But my heart been broken with so many damn labels that it's kind of hard to get the energy to really, truthfully want to do that. Like I want to produce people now. I want to produce more now than be an artist. Truthfully, but I'm gonna do it.
We want you.
Yeah, man.
do it.
I did a session with Joy. I wrote a song with her. This has been a couple of years ago. She came to my crib. She played me some stuff of yours, bro. Let that go. I mean, it was jamming then. It's still jamming. This was a couple years back, but nah,
Give us
the
the
shit
old
sounded
shit.
really fucking great, man.
You ain't got
And
creating
that,
no new
and
shit.
that itch, like,
But I love. I mean, if I do, I would love to do some new. I mean, me and Ray, we've been funking with some shit. Reek, we've been doing some stuff, and it sounds great. I just need that B12 shot to make me want to go do it.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Look, I'll say this much, and I gotta close it. But we've been doing this for 6 years. This is our first episode in the flesh
Yeah.
In like
in almost
damn near 3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
Like the pandemic basically had us on Zoom. So, you know, for most part, when we do legacy artists, they're closer to their 60s and 70s, and their memories are real shoddy, and they don't recall that song, or the stories are not exciting. I will say that I will not take for granted how awesome this episode was.
Nah, man.
And that you guys really...
Nah, straight up. No, man, like, for real.
You know,
Nah.
and I'm also a little salty that it took me like 30 years to have like a real conversation with you three.
I was about to say, will y'all ever work together?
You know,
Is that
I mean,
like
we
a
see each other in
thing?
passing. We would tour with each other.
I always run into him, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, man? What's going on? All right, tonight.
But I no. And people always think like, oh, he's so standoffish. But I think in my mind, I want my first. This is always my dream interaction where I get to, because I look, the first time I met Q-Tip, it was like this episode, and he avoided me for 7 years because he's just like, Amir's like a journalist. Like, right. Like, just be regular, dude. Like, stop asking me about, like, my drum patches.
Yeah.
That's
regular for me.
So you had to get this out so y'all could be cool.
Yeah, because I think I
You need
freak
to
people
own it.
out. Like, in the outside world,
There's a place
I'm
for
this
that
person.
now. There's a place for
There's
that
a place for the nerds.
Right.
now.
There's
So
a place for that
that's
now,
up
for
to
those
that.
kind of conversations, because I'm very, very, very impressed with the wealth of knowledge, with the whole.
But see,
Go
this
ahead,
had to
you
happen
killed
like
it there,
this
bro.
for you to be impressed.
Nah, bro. Like,
Yeah.
no, we
Dude,
are.
we're students.
Man, we students.
We're not
bro.
teachers. We are students.
I'm about to
man.
call
We-
my dad as soon as he said cut.
and you are like the face, one of the faces of hip hop. How Snoop is, like your face is out there that we're proud of.
I appreciate
that we're proud of. Like for
And
real.
once again, congratulations on the award.
Thank you. man.
Definitely, you killed it with the movie. I love it. I
Thank
watched it. I told Ray, man, we gotta watch this. Is insane.
I
The footage you
appreciate
had
it.
is
Thank
beautiful.
And I just want to say, man, y'all brothers' music got me through like so many tough times, man. Like I'm a day one fan to the end. Like every.
Bro, you called every
record-
song.
Did he? Did he?
No joke.
We fans,
Did you
yo.
get them all, Phonte?
man.
Did you get them
Love
all?
y'all brothers, man. Like straight up.
I'm semi-stalling to make sure we
Yeah, like,
got
did you,
everything
really, did
out.
you get it off?
Slim
Hey,
Slim
told you.
Calhoun. Slim Cutter.
See,
Calhoun.
Ah, damn, we don't even-
It's okay. That was.
Was he the
That
coolest?
was DJ.
Oh, Miss DJ. Oh, okay.
Earthstone
Okay. All right.
3.
Oh, that was
Earthstone 3.
okay.
Yep.
All right.
Well, that said, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the great...
You may die.
Oh, told you he's coming back.
We already talked about you.
We
may
talked
die.
about
Oh, the intro, yes.
The intro. Just talk about recording that song. We just have to, like 2 minutes.
We did. We
And why do y'all give these brilliant-ass interludes, like...
Right.
And don't make a song out of it?
Yes!
But that's what make it dope though, because it's like it gives you just
Because you
enough.
want more,
Yeah.
right.
The night y'all
well,
or the day y'all.
we
record
just
that.
ran it backwards. I think Dre that's when he was playing with his kalimba or whatever. But we took.
You
whatever-
thinking nah, this whole don't be strong.
We took
on the
we
number.
took. I think we took ATLians forward and ran it backwards to make the piano. Then we wrote the hook.
Look at, that's the look.
I think
That's
we
the
took,
look.
we took
It
something.
don't happen
we
that
took
much.
something that was on the album that was going forward and ran it backwards, whatever.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful. Put a piano on and then we got Peach to sing
well, I was about to
because
ask
her
about
voice was so monumental to us at that time.
Rest in peace.
Shout out to
Thank
Peaches.
y'all
Wow.
for all of them
It's,
too.
I could
Yeah.
be
it
for
was,
3
so
more
in your
hours.
mind, do you think they were having like a seance with a whole bunch of candles in the nighttime?
That joint and the Hold On Be Strong intro with 4.0 singing on it.
Yeah.
Like y'all intros, man. That was like textbook. I would study
Well, it's really
that
a
shit.
community affair. You fuck with
Yeah.
everybody you fuck with.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Put them in use however you can use them. You know
And
what
we
I mean?
kind of learned that from Dre. From
And
Dr.
Big,
Dre,
and
too.
Big
That's
Boy,
what you're doing,
and that's
Phonte.
what to me I feel like Big Boy did the most because with Janelle Monáe, with he kept that spirit alive. Even when Lil Will, he would take him on tour.
Because
Big
the
Boy-
purple
Little
ribbon.
Purple Showers. Yeah, what?
not even just Purple Ribbon.
Okay.
His touring, when it was OutKast touring, they would keep these guys alive even if it was just on the road or whatever. So by doing that, you keep your skills sharp. You write as long as you stay doing music, you're gonna write some music. You're gonna come up with something refreshing.
Did y'all ever cut any records on Scar?
You know what we did? Well, I know on Big Boy's album, not
Yes.
Big Boy album. I'm sorry, on Bubba Sparks' album.
Okay.
Me and Scar wrote the hook for Ain't Life Grand.
Yeah, that's my buddy.
But yeah. Scar was like my twin at one time. Like he was totally
But
like.
we got songs that we haven't released that we're going to release.
Nah,
Yeah,
Scar.
we got
He.
crazy.
That's
bro.
all we want to hear.
I love that.
We're going to. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf...
Yes, sir.
I got
Atlanta
you.
thanks you.
Or,
Shit.
yeah, definitely on behalf of Sleepy Brown and our new Sensei, Ray, my favorite dude ever. Yo, Rico, thank you, brother. On behalf of Unpaid Bill, still on Sesame Street, Fontigolo, Laia, and Sugar Steve, my name is Questlove. Very grateful for this episode, very classic episode, and we will see y'all on the what, Steve? the next go round.
She like, huh?